Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am an 11th grader at the Texas Academy of Math and Science at the University of North Texas. Attending this sort of institution, in which I am one of the only 4 Muslims in a pool of 400 students, is a challenge in and of itself because it becomes difficult for me at times to hold on to an identity that is so different from traditional customs and cultures in our popular school. Some conventional practices of American society are very different from some Muslim practices, with some ideas even contradicting one another. Although it's difficult for me to balance both my American and Muslim identities at certain times, I still choose to persist in trying my best in maintaining both of them, because contrary to common perception, doing so is not impossible. And although it may be easier to give up the guidelines of Islam for a more relaxed societal practice instead, and just so we could fit in at school or to appear to be cooler, it is not worth it in trying to fit in well, or because society has taught you to be afraid or ashamed of your differences. These differences make you unique and part of a greater purpose and a diverse tradition. It gives your roots a multitude of histories in which many ways shape your character and connect you with people who have shared and won battles against the same struggles that you're having. My name is Naziya Ahmed, and I am not just American, nor am I just Muslim, because I don't have to choose one. I embody both of these identities, and I still take a part in the greater culture and traditions around me, even while holding my Muslim ideals at the core of every single decision that I take. There are specific ways in which we as a collective ummah can maintain our Islamic ideals in school, and most of these methods are actually more intuitively practical or simple in practice than they may seem to be in theory. The common perception of being cool is described as a way to perceive someone, because there is no definition that is set in stone which describes what being cool is like. If being cool means evading moral practices to become involved in activities that put your religious beliefs into question, then that is not called being cool. If being cool means that you have to skip out on what is felt upon you in the presence of others, such as prayer, then that is not called being cool either. It is called being fearful. And this is the one feeling that should not have any place in our hearts, especially a fear of other people, and people who neither have your well-being at heart nor your deepest wishes. In order to fit in at school, we may feel like we need to live up to someone else's standards of popularity or coolness, for fear of being discounted from the general population as being unconventional or weird. But that's just the thing. The only sort of people who are concerned with such inaccurate measurements of a person's worth are those people who cannot recognize their future goals and true aspirations. If we focus on what is important throughout our academic careers, then we will be able to clearly see that these moments are fleeting. Before we even realize it, our schooling years will be over. In a couple of years, we will be studying in higher institutions, pursuing a career in a field that excites us, and we will have the ability to give back to society in the most profound way possible. We have the power as educated American Muslims to inflict change upon the way that we are perceived, as well as to advance this cause for those who cannot. We have the power to shape the next generation's view on what it means to be cool as a Muslim and empower others by example. By choosing to focus on our academic merits and efforts and pursuing the correct path, we can redefine how we are perceived. And all of this begins with the simple realization that being cool in school by fitting in is not what is important. The true way of being cool is by being different, is by being you.